Today we're going to look at the different forms of fractions, and then we're going to convert between that fractions. Now, a percentage, a fraction, and a decimals are just different ways of showing the same value. Now let's take the example of half. If I want to represent it as a vulgar or common fraction, I can take a pizza and half of that pizza will be representing that half. If I want to make it a decimal, I can use a number line. And the number between 0 and 1, that exactly in the middle, that 0.5 is a decimal fraction. And if I want to make it a percentage, I can use a grid. A 10 by 10 grid will give me 100 small blocks. And if I shade half of that blocks, that will be 50%. Now, I'm going to show you how to convert between common fractions, decimals, and percentage. Now, in part 1, I'm just going to explain the following table. If you want to go from a vulgar fraction to a decimal fraction, you must use a calculator. You can just press 1, divide 8, and your calculator will display 0.125. If you want to make this decimal fraction a percentage, then you must multiply by 100%. So I can just again use my calculator, or that decimal point will just move 2 places, and that will be 12.5%. Now, let's look at the reverse process. If I want to make a percentage a decimal fraction, instead of multiplying by 100, I must do the reverse, and that will be divide by 100. Now, you basically just take the 12.5, divide it by the 100, and then that decimal point will move 2 places to the front. Now, if you want to take the decimal fraction and you want to make it a vulgar fraction, you can use the following table. If you have one decimal point, for example, 0.2, there is only one digit after the decimal point. You take that digit and you put it over 10. Now, let me show you how to simplify this fraction to that part. So, if you have 2 over 10, you can look for a number that divide into 2 that also divide into 10. You can take the number 2. And that will give you 1 over 5. But you can also use your calculator. Look for the following key, A, B, C. Then press on your calculator 2, press this ABC, and press 10. And then after that, press equal. And your calculator will display 1/5, which will give you an answer of 1 over 5. Now, let's look at the next one. If you have 2 decimal places, basically, you have 2 digits after the decimal point. You will take that digit and you will put it over 100. So let's look how we simplify this into that fraction. So if you have 45 over 100, again look for a number that can divide into 45, that can also divide into 100, and that will be 5. So if I divide, I get 9 and I get 20. But again, remember you can use your calculator. On your scientific calculator, you will find that A, B, C key. So press the 45, press the ABC key, press 100, and press equal. And you will get 9/20, and that is actually just meaning 9 over 20. Now, let's look at the next one. If you have 3 decimal places, so there are 3 digits after the decimal point. Now, you will take that 3 digits and you will put it over 1,000. Now again, let's do the same. Let's look for a number that can divide into the top number as well as the bottom number. Again, 5 will work. How do we know that 5 will work? Because the last digit must be a 5 or a 0. Then I know that it's divisible by 5. So basically, I will just get 49 over 200. And again, if you use your calculator, you can press 2, 4, 5. You can press A, B, C. You can press 1,000. And you can press equal. And your calculator will display 49/200. And it's actually just meaning 49 over 200. Now, let's look at the one in the example. Look, there is 3 digits after the decimal point. So let's just make space. We will take that 3 digits and we will put it over 1,000. Now again, let's divide both numbers by 5. And what will I get? I will get 25 over 200. Okay. And then if I divide again by 5, what will I get? I will get 5 over 40. It's still not in the simplest form. So divide again by 5. And what will I get? 1 over 8. So your calculator will really help you. Just press 1 to 5, press that A, B, C key, press 1,000, and press equal. And it will display 1/8, which is actually meaning 1 over 8. So take note, if you have 1 decimal place, you put it over 10. 2 decimal places, over 100. 3 decimal places, over 1,000. And if it was 4 decimal places, you will put it over 10,000. In the part 2, I will explain a few examples and I will show you how you can use the following table.